Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Headbangers Closet. It's your pal Brett here. So one of the biggest stories in heavy metal for the past, 9, 10, 12 months was the Pantera reunion. Phil and Rex getting the band, reunited, getting back together, going out on a tour. And, everybody has an opinion about it. Whether some people don't want it called Pantera because Vinny and Dime are not there. They want that to be called Pantera Reunion or whatever. To me, I'm cool either way. I'm actually excited they're doing it. I think it's great. The fans definitely want it. I mean, the shows have been phenomenal, what I've been seeing online, packed houses. So really cool to see that happening. But for me, it was less about what they were going to call it and more about who they were going to get in to who they're going to get to fill in for Dime and Vinny. And I think they hit a home run with both of them. Everybody knows if you're going to have somebody fill in for Dime, it's going to be Zach. To me, if he was busy or something, just couldn't commit to it. There were maybe one, possibly two other guitars I thought would have done a good job, but I don't think they would have been like fan favorites like Zach. Everybody knows the relationship Zach and Dime had. They were really close. I think Black Label Society had I'm not really a big Black Label Society fan, but I believe they had a tribute song to Dime on one of their albums shortly after he passed away. That was really good. And obviously, if you watch the Anthrax 40th anniversary YouTube webisodes, you know about the relationship between Anthrax and Pantera. So having Charlie fill in for Vinny was another home run hire. I mean, the two bands were super close, really great friends. They partied together, they toured together multiple times. If I'm not mistaken, Dime played guitar on 2 albums from the John Bush era, which I think was We've Come For You All and The Sound of White Noise. I could be wrong about that. I'm sure somebody in the comments will let me know. But definitely The Sound of White Noise. In fact, the song Cadillac Rockbox off that album, they put on a voice message of answering machine message from Dime. From the webisodes, they sent him some music. He was really digging it. Left him a message to kind of let him know that he thought it was great what they were doing. And that's on the album. Kicking off the song Cadillac Rockbox is Dime's voice message. So really cool. All those guys were super close with Vinny and Dime. So only fitting those were the dudes they chose. And like I said, home run hires, having those guys fill in for it. And look, if they do an album, I might have different feelings about it because it's not Dime and Vinny doing the album. Then I'd be like, okay, more of like a tribute. But what they're calling the tour is, a tribute to the band, tribute to the fans, tribute to the brothers. So I'm cool with that. I have no issues with the name. Like I said, I think for me it's more just about who they got to fill in, and I love it. Really looking forward to seeing them with Metallica later this summer in the fall, and they're coming to Alpharetta, Georgia with Lamb of God on what they call their own tour, but off dates from Metallica. They're doing their own thing, so really looking forward to that. I've been a Pantera fan since high school, in the early 90s. I don't have any of their 80s stuff before Phil got in. Some of the more hair, power metal stuff they were doing. For me, everything I have is from Phil, and it was all on CD. I was in high school when I first heard Cemetery Gates on 107.3 WAAF in Boston, a radio station that claims to have broken tons of bands like Limp Bizkit, Korn, Godsmack, and Pantera is no different. I don't know what LA and New York were doing, but not too many radio stations were playing Cemetery Gates. So I became a fan, saw the band a couple of times on the Far Beyond Driven tour when I was in high school at the Strand in Providence, Rhode Island, and then obviously when they released The Great Southern Trendkill, and then the last album, Reinventing the Steel, I was seeing them on Ozfest a couple of summers in a row, then their own tour at the Worcester Centrum, where Slayer was the opener, which I thought was super cool. So as big as Metallica was in their whole career, I think in the 90s, that mid-90s, like that 94 to 98, 99, there was no bigger heavy metal band on the planet than Pantera. That's just my opinion. So without further ado, this is my Pantera collection on vinyl, which is fairly new to me. Like I said, had all the CDs, but when they started reissuing some of these albums on colored vinyl, had to pick them up for the collection, so let's check them out. We'll just go in order. Cowboys from Hell. Here it is right here. So this is what they're calling white and whiskey brown marbled. No inserts, I think, on most all of these. And the record companies that put them out, this is Atco. I'll have to look on the rest of them and see if that's the one. But kind of just generic labels. But there's the, it's white and it's got a little bit of like dark kind of brown, you know, where they call it the marbled whiskey, the white and whiskey brown marbled vinyl. I kind of feel, you know, it's more white to me. It would have been cool to have just a little bit more brown in it, but, you know, whatever. I think it looks neat. You guys know me, I'm a sucker for colored vinyl. So, I mean, great record. This is where, for me, is where it all started. And when I heard it, you know, I thought it was really, really good. To me, you know, at that particular time when this thing came out, I think it was, what, like a freshman in high school maybe. And, you know, they were just as heavy as what I was already listening to. Metallica, Slayer, Megadeth, you know, Sepultura, bands like that. So they weren't any heavier. But I could, you know, and I knew they were from Texas. And I don't know whether or not I could actually hear it, you know, being that young, kind of, you know, not really that smart musically, and not being a musician myself. But I think it was maybe the fact that they were from Texas. I could kind of hear that like southern, you know, rock aspect to them. But I thought it was really, really cool. I really liked the album. I still do. So the next one that came out was Far Beyond Driven. This is the one, you know, really kind of took off late high school, early college years. I think it's awesome. I love all these records, and this one's on white and Stronger Than Blue marbled vinyl. So this one is from East West Records. So we have two different ones on two different record companies. This one looks pretty sharp. Again, just kind of a generic label, just like the other one. But it's a little bit more, kind of pull it away from the camera there. It's a little bit more blue and white, but definitely a little bit more blue. Enough blue where it kind of looks like the whole thing is like light blue, but pretty sharp looking. And I think I actually just went out of order. I was wondering why I had this one in my hand, but whatever. We're going to keep on rolling. So actually the second one that came out, all these three were when I was in high school, but the second one was Vulgar Display of Power. And this is the tour that I saw them for the first time at the Strand in Providence, Rhode Island. This one, more songs on WAAF. They did This Love and obviously Walk. And then they would do Fucking Hostile, and they would just kind of, you know, bleep out the fucking on it, which, you know, whatever it is, what it is. Awesome song either way. But here's this one right here. So basically all three of these albums came out when I was in high school, and it was these two, Vulgar Display of Power and Far Beyond Driven, where I actually got to see them live for the first few times at the Strand in Providence. So Vulgar Display of Power is on white and true metal gray marbled. This one, you actually do get kind of a cool sleeve with the lyrics. And some pictures of the guys. This one's also on Atco. So the first two are on Atco, and then Far Beyond Driven's on East West. They're just kind of cool. Definitely some gray and kind of dark colored marble. You know, darker gray, maybe light black marble. So pretty cool. So I apologize for going out of order. I knew when I grabbed Far Beyond Driven, like I kind of took a second, like, wait a minute, this isn't where I wanted to go, but whatever. We're going to keep on rolling. Let me put these up over here. All right, so the next one, and I got to say, still my all-time favorite Pantera record, is the Great Southern Trendkill. And this is the album where I saw them on Ozfest for the first time, and they blew me away. They were on the main stage, and they were cool at the Strand. It was way crazy with the mosh pit. The Strand is just like an open, you know, general admission area, like kind of club. And I was way back, was able to see him, thought it was cool. But when I saw him on this, I was older, I was in college, and they just blew me away with their stage performance. Everything was awesome. No insert for this one at all either. And just like Far Beyond Driven, this one's on East West Records as well. I don't know what they call this one because I don't have the shrink wrap and the hype sticker, but it's like a peach, white peach marbled kind of deal. Looks pretty sharp. Maybe like a white and blood red kind of deal. This is my favorite Pantera record. I've done a video on this one before. Awesome album. I don't really want to go through song by song on the albums. You guys love Pantera, I'm sure. You know all the tunes. I just want to show you my colored vinyl collection. So the next one is the last album of Pantera in the incarnation we all know. This is Reinventing the Steel. Love this album as well. It's on white and Southern Flame yellow marbled. And this one does have kind of a sleeve to it. just like Vulgar Display of Power did. Just a picture of the guys and the lyrics, just like Vulgar Display of Power. And this one is on East West Records as well. And to me, I see nothing on it. It says white and southern flame, yellow marbled. It looks all white to me. I don't see any yellow at all. If it's in there, man, like, it's not clear. It looks white to me. So, but awesome record. I really like kind of how all the Pantera albums are very, very consistent. They're one of the few bands in metal, in my opinion, that stayed consistent. Now, granted, they only had a handful of records. It's not like they had like a 12-album catalog. But, I mean, look, Megadeth and Metallica, 6, 7 albums in, kind of made a little bit of a change, and Pantera never did that. Now, their career was cut short, obviously, when the band broke up, and then Dime and Vinny went on to form Damage Plan. But, look, if they had stayed as Pantera, I really don't think they would have been changing their sound at all. So, that's the collection. Those are the studio albums. I got 2 more. Talk about a couple more, actually. So this is Reinventing the Steel anniversary issue. It's kind of a cool gatefold. Oh, shoot. So there's the records. Move them out of the way here. So it's a cool gatefold, and basically just the lyrics and some pictures. So then you got the real, the original album cover kind of booklet. Let's see what we got here. So actually, it's not. It's actually a sleeve for the record, which is, there's 2 of them on this set, and these are on, it's called on East West Records. No, it's not Elektra, my bad. Elektra Records. They're calling this like metallic gray. And to me, it's really, really bad. Look at really closely right there. It's almost look like, when somebody tints their windows and like they don't do a good job and it's like kind of wrinkled, crinkled? That's what it looks like. And it's not, you can't feel it, but it looks messed up to me. So it's a 2-record set, anniversary issue. I actually picked this up on Amazon a while ago. But anyway, pretty cool. It's a gatefold. Put these back in here. The next one's the same color, so I'm not going to show the record, but you do get a booklet. Well, it's actually another sleeve, but more pictures of the guys and more stuff about the band. So pretty cool. I definitely dig these reissues, anniversaries. I always think that normally when record companies do it, they do a really good job of like adding like extra stuff, like photos and everything from over the years. They didn't really do that with this, but still pretty cool. And then the last one I want to talk about is the Pantera 1990 to 2000, A Decade of Domination. Kind of like, a compilation. So it's just one album. You basically get, it's 2 records. You get 3 sides. You get Cowboys from Hell, Psycho Holiday, Cemetery Gates, Mouth for War, Walk, This Love, 5 Minutes Alone, I'm Broken, Drag the Waters, and Revolution Is My Name. Just a couple songs from each of the albums. But pretty cool. This is on Atco Records. So we've got 1 Elektra, which is the Reinventing of the Steel, and then everything else either Atco or East West. This is on Atco, and let's kind of take a look at the sleeves. Picture of the guys, really cool. More pictures of the guys, some live shots, at the venues of playing. So that's pretty cool. And then you get the records, and these were actually, I forgot what they were called. So here it is right here. So let me show you the album. It's kind of translucent almost. They're translucent black, and they're calling this limited edition Black Ice Vinyl and Etching. So there's the album, and then there's some kind of etching by the label. So let's check out the other one to see if there's even a little bit of a different etching. I'm not seeing it at all. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's badass, dude. There we go. Pantera. I think that's pretty cool. So really cool. As you can see, I just got this one in. I have opened it, but haven't really taken a look. So that etching is really, really cool. Highly recommend picking it up. I think I saw this. I bought it online, but I think I saw this at Walmart not too long ago. So definitely check it out. But yeah, Pantera 1990 to 2000, a decade of domination. And like I said, the career was cut short. The band broke up, and Dime and Vinny went on to form Damage Plan. And of course, we all know what happened to Dime at a show in Columbus, Ohio. And then, of course, Vinny tragically passed away. I like to believe that eventually they would have got back together with Phil and Rex and maybe done a tour of their own with the guys, maybe a new album. But great band. They get a lot of flack lately. I guess like the 2 years leading up to this whole reunion thing, a lot of people online were having a lot of negative things to say about Pantera because of Phil's comments and of course the fans of Pantera. But like, I've always seen Pantera fans as like any other fan of a heavy metal band. I've never seen any issues, and I've been to see them the 2 times at the Strand, one at Worcester Centrum, and then 2 or 3 Ozfests. Never seen anything that would have kind of been a red flag to me. But again, I wasn't really looking for it either. So anyway, that's my Pantera collection. The new and reissues on colored vinyl. So leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think about it. You guys got any of these? What's your favorite Pantera record? You know mine. I want to hear yours. So I appreciate everybody checking out the channel. I'll have another video for you guys very soon. Cheers, everybody.